Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rachel. Well, in this video, we are not going to do any fall crafts. As I mentioned in my last video, that was the last fall video that I was going to make for this season, but there are a few non-seasonal crafts that I have to make for a few of my friends. One of my friends just got engaged. It's a different friend, and so I wanted to make her a little engagement gift. And then I have a few other things that I need to work on as well. So this video is going to come out before Thanksgiving, and then I have my first Christmas craft coming out on Saturday. So I am really excited to kickstart the Christmas season and get going on those crafts, as I have a lot on my table for this Christmas season. But as I said, there are a few things that I need to get out of the way that are not Christmas related, because these are just gifts that two of my friends asked me to make. And then I found out one of my friends is having a baby. It's a different friend. She's having a baby boy, so I want to make something for her. And then, of course, my other best friend, she just got engaged. So that's what's going to be on my table for today. So hopefully you gained some inspiration. And like I said, the first Christmas video is coming out on Saturday. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I had bought this frame actually just recently, and I was going to use this for my own personal decor because I really liked the type of frame. But when I found out my friend is officially engaged, I thought, why not gift this to her and hang this on her wall? Now, of course, this is Hobby Lobby, and then this is part of their fall decor, and it was originally $15, but they had their fall stuff 75% off. So 75% off of 15, you're probably talking like $5 that I paid for this. So I am really excited to get this to her. Now it actually had a really beautiful colored green, and then it had some flowers on there, and I really liked it. But you know, you just got to craft the things, and I could have left it just as is, but it just didn't scream engagement. And of course, I wanted to give her something that is wedding and engagement related. So I'm gonna go ahead and push this aside. So again, I have said this several times in my videos that just because there's stuff on there, that doesn't mean that you can't make it your own. So I just applied craft board to this, and I cut it out and measured it, and then cut it out to the dimension, and then used double-sided tape. I don't like to use any type of glue adhesive, just because, although art glitter glue is really good because they don't add little ripples to your paper, but I don't know. I just like using double-sided tape. Just works well for what I do. So anyways, I just did that, and I wanted to make sure it's perfect. Now I got a little off here at the bottom, but when you hang it up, you're honestly not even going to see it. So I'm not even going to be that worried about that. So I'll push that to the side. I'm going to go ahead and get this weeded out. And I found this SVG, I think, off of Etsy, and I most certainly could have made it myself as well, not have to buy it. I could have designed it and kind of cater it to how I like it. You know what, in fact, let's go ahead and weed out the middles first, because this font is super small, and it'll just be easier if I weed out the middles of my text here. So I'm just looking at it again, trying to find where the middles are at. We're still working. If you're following my channel, you know that I mentioned that I've got new lighting for my craft room. However, it just was not working out. And like, we couldn't find, I don't, for those who don't know, I crafted my dining room. I converted my dining room into a craft room. So it's not the most ideal, but it's the only logical sense in our home. And so it doesn't have a lot of good lighting. In fact, my desk is up against 3 windows. So we get a lot of light from the outside during the day, but not so much at night. But anyways, just even if I was not making videos, I still needed better lighting. It's hard to see. So unfortunately, the lighting that we got just is not going to work out. So we're going to have to, we have another option that we're going to look into doing, and we got to wait for that to come. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to start on this. I'm going to turn it upside down. So I think that small font at the bottom is going to give me a lot of issues. So what I'll do is I'll have to piece this together, or cut it apart, I should say, because I think it's going to give me a lot of issues. But anyway, so still not the great lighting right now, and I recognize that. And I try to, when I'm editing my videos, I try to edit the contrast so you guys can see a little bit better. But then, you got to be careful with that, because then sometimes it really washes it out. So we got to be careful. I'm new to all of this editing, so this is not something that's going to be easy for me to do, or not editing. Well, editing, yes, but just making videos in general. So I'm learning. It's a learning process, and you kind of learn about yourself, actually, of how you craft and where you can do better as you're watching yourself do it. So I encourage you to record yourself so you can see like the mistakes you're making and all that stuff. And it's a challenge. Okay, so what's challenging is going to be this text. I can guarantee it. And there's a lot. So it just says, and together they built the life they wanted, or they loved. And so the text, I think, is going to be a little bit challenging here. So I got to make sure that I take my time, use my weeding tool where it makes sense. We're doing so well. Come on. Come on. Okay. Just holding my breath. All right, so let's get this part out. And now this bee, I think, is going to be an interesting to weed, but we will see what I'm doing. I don't know if you can tell since it's such a small area, but I'm holding down part of the bee because I'm afraid that it's going to come up as I weed it. So if I hold it, I don't lose its positioning, and I can just try to weed out that middle. So that's what I would suggest you do, is to hold it down as best as you can. So considering the small font on there, or the size of it rather, I think that it weeded out pretty good. And then you actually can kind of see the indentation in the carrier sheet of the letters. So you can kind of just, if I had better lighting, speaking of lighting, I'd be able to see a little bit better. Now I do have a light pad that I sometimes use, but I don't know how that would come off in camera. I don't know if that would be hard for you guys. So it would be a little bit of an irritation for you guys as the light's projecting up. So that's why I don't use it, but I could probably really use it right now. But we will just try our best to... All right, that Y still looks a little weird to me, a little wonky. So let me just fix that. I think that turned out really pretty. All right, let's get some transfer tape on this. Actually, before I do, what I'll do is I'll trim this up a little bit. I know that's not a lot to trim, but less transfer tape, the better. Okay. All right, let's put that back on there so it doesn't unravel, and then I will apply some transfer tape to my decal here. Now, sometimes this comes up without needing a weeding tool, and other times it does not. So I'm just going to take a little, push this back just a little bit. And let me adjust that real quick. All right. Now, for some reason, when I push this back, I can never get this to go on straight. So if you guys know how to, like, when you're doing this method, getting your liner straight, let me know. Or the transfer tape, I should say. I even asked my husband. He's really good about this kind of stuff. Not so much crafting, I mean, but he does, well, yeah, he does do a really good job crafting. He does different crafts, so he does woodwork stuff. Like, he made a workbench for his area outside the garage, and he's so talented. He really has a knack for it. Him and I make such a great team because, like, I like to design things and he likes to build them, and we make just make a really good team when it comes to that kind of stuff. And he has a good attention to detail. I told him he needs to start his own YouTube channel too, so that way everyone can see what he does. But he doesn't have a whole lot of time. Woodworking takes more time than this does. I mean, they both equally take a lot of time, I suppose. But, you know, we all have our own things that we want to get into, and I don't think this is something that he wants to get into, but that's okay. All right, so let's see here. All right, let's go. Oh, I think I'm committed. Well, I hope that's straight and centered. And wow, I think I did a good job. If not, it's okay. What I can do if it doesn't, once we peel this up, because, like, again, the liner could be off too, but then I keep calling this liner. It's transfer tape. This stuck real good, and I was just trying to push it close enough so I could see if it would, you know, look straight. But yeah, okay. Not a big deal. If it's not, I'll recut it and I'll put a new cardstock on top of it and then try it again. So, I don't know why this one is sticking so good. And I try not to scrape it down too well because, again, I'm worried about ripping up the paper. Although, like I said, this transfer tape is really good. Oh, have an area. And I chose black. I like this look. It's very farmhouse, although I don't know what it's been a while since I've been, you know, she lives up north, and she actually lives about 45 minutes from my parents where I stay at. So we hardly go to her house. I can't remember what her decor is, but that's why I just chose just a black vinyl, and it will fit in. All right, so is it straight? What do you guys think? I'm going to go ahead and hold it up to see if it is, and just kind of get a good eye. Wow, happy accident, because I think, I don't know, maybe leave me in the comment section. Let me know if you think this is straight or not. But I think, considering it was not intentionally supposed to go there, and honestly, I'm just looking at it right now and talking through this. You know what? I think it might be going up just a tad bit. To me, it looks like it's going up a little bit that way. I mean, we can measure it, but honestly, I don't think if you were to just look at it, it honestly looks straight. I don't know. Maybe it could just be me, but it looks like it's going up just a little bit. But I think it's really centered really well. It might be a little higher than I would have liked, but I think this looked really good. I think it looks really good, I should say. So yeah, that's what I'm going to give her for an engagement, her and her fiance, as an engagement gift, and I hope that they would like it. But I love my best friend. She's just, she's been through a whole lot, and she really found a man that treats her really well, and I couldn't be happier for her. So I'm really excited for her, and I hope that they enjoy this little engagement gift. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next craft project. My friend, the one who I just made a gift for, had asked us, like, does we have an idea of a frame that she could use? She wants it super small to give to her fiance for Christmas. And I actually had these in my craft room. And I said, do you want these? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, if you want, I could put something on there. If you would like. And she said, oh my gosh, that would be great. And then my other best friend, she was in on the chat, and so she asked if she could have one too. So I told them, yes, you can. I will do that for you. So she just wants a simple T and E on there for their initial. And then the other one, my other friend did not care what was on there, so I just put the Hughes family. And so I'm going to weed this out. It is super small font. In fact, I'm going to have to weed this out. You know, I think what I'll have to do is I'm going to have to work at them separately because they're going to be a challenge in itself. Okay. Normally, I hate doing this, working with such small fonts, you guys. But it's for a good cause. My best friend asked, and I, of course, cannot say no. She's a really good friend of mine. Not that I would ever want to say no to this. This is 5 minutes out of my time. In this, I just used the Cricut design font. And the main reason for that is because I like the thickness of the font. I would never do a thin font for this size font because that would be atrocious. It would be terrible. Oh. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this going. And I did it all in caps so that we don't have to worry about the dots to the eye. Be honest. Now I'm going to cut more vinyl than transfer tape than I need because it's just going to be easier for me to transfer it and center it and work with it. So, oh, and then also I want to get my rubbing alcohol and clean this off just so that way it can stick on better. All right, so you know what? I should have centered my transfer tape a little bit so that way I could go like this, but it is what it is. All right, so let's go ahead and try to get this transferred on here. All right, got that on there. As straight as I can. I think I might be a little off, but oops. Yeah, I think it's going a little crooked, but I don't think it's that bad. All right, let's go ahead and get the initials here. Oh, you know what? Shoot. Hopefully that won't. Just center this time. That makes it a little easier when you do that. Because when you're working with such a small, then that's why I opted for a larger transfer tape. It's hard to work with such small pieces. At least for me it is. I don't like to work with that. All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and get this centered. All right, got it on there. I think that turned out really cute. These both did. I'm excited to give it to them. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next project. In this project, we are doing an iron-on. So I'm going to use my Easy Press, mini Easy Press, I should say. And we're going to iron this on to a onesie. So I chose this navy blue. And it just says dad's little dude or something like that. And this is actually a Design Space file. There was one that I really liked on Design Bundles, but I was like, well, let me see if Design Space has anything cute. And so this is the closest one that I really liked. So don't forget when you are doing iron-on that you mirror it and put the shiny side down. How many of us has went to iron on or to weed a project and realized, oh, forgot to iron or forgot to mirror it? That has happened to me before. It's a rookie mistake that I did, and now I am pretty good that was my mini press telling me that it's ready to iron on. And I just put it on, it's just like everyday iron on. HTV, it's the same thing, just depending on who is making the iron on. Like I think iron on, or I think Hobby Lobby uses the term iron on, and then other brands use HTV, heat transfer vinyl, iron on, same thing. But anyways, so this is a navy iron on, and it's every day, so I just put it on medium heat. And then we're going to iron this on to the shirt. Now I'm going to be sure to get rid of all my scrap vinyl because I don't want to accidentally get ironed on to my onesie. So let me get my heat pad out, get the onesie, and then we'll get started. So I got my heating pad out, and I am going to iron it onto this onesie here. Let me go ahead and just preheat it. Now, they do recommend to pre-wash it, but I don't know if this kid, the baby, is going to have a reaction to my detergent, and so I'm not going to pre-wash it. I actually really never pre-wash my I never pre-wash my garments, and I've never had an issue with them not sticking. So, and then I realized I forgot to get the middle of the A out. So let me get that. There we go. That was a close call. So just this dad's little dude. I thought that was so cute. Okay. Now you want to make sure that you don't look at the tag and use that as your center, because sometimes those tags are off, so you want to make sure that you center it within the shirt. So I'm going to go ahead and hold it up to see if it is centered and then straight, and I actually think it needs to come over just a little bit. My daughter, she's so cute. So she'll say something like "hold me like a baby" or "baby," and then I cradle her like you would a little baby. And I just can't believe she's 2.5 now. Time sure does fly. I mean, next thing you know it, I'll be making stuff for her kids. I mean, if she wants to have kids, that is. Of course, if she doesn't, that's perfectly fine. I didn't want to have kids for the longest time, and I think things changed, and you know, you just kind of want different things at different times in your life. And when we got married, it's like, oh, I kind of do want to have a kid, and so we just have the one. And so again, I used my easy mini press and put it up to the medium setting, and then I'm going to go ahead and iron this on. Of course, with the easy mini press, you want to have constant motion. If you want a recommendation of what mini press that you should get, now I actually had 4 in total. I have a clamshell. I have this, and then I had like a really 12 by 10 inches, and then I think the one I have now, the other one is 9 by 9. I sold my 12 by 10. It was too big. In fact, I watched this other YouTube channel, and they said, don't get it. I'm like, oh, what are they talking about? It's going to work perfectly. And now I understood why. It's just too bulky. And then later, so I sold it. Then I got my clamshell, and I love it for the simplicity of it when I'm doing like a lot of shirts or something like that. And the easy mini press, I will tell you what, I absolutely love this. This just is my favorite, because when you use iron on for wood, you don't want to, in my opinion, like you don't want to have your whole easy press on there because it warps the wood, especially if the wood is pretty thin. So I like this that you can move it around. So, all right, I think this should be good to go. And they do say that, although with easy mini press, I don't know. I typically don't look at the, and what I should have done is I should have lint roll it, but I forgot to do that. But anyways, I don't know. I typically never look at the settings anymore unless I'm working with like a material that I've not ever used. But I don't think on the heat guide on Cricut's website says you have to iron on the back. Usually it's with the other presses you do. So I don't know if it's because this is higher temp, who knows. So then this is probably a cold peel, and I just use my judgment, and if I have to adjust my settings, then I will adjust it. But I'm also gonna put it on my mat just to draw out that heat. This is a glass mat, so this really helps cool it down. And then once I feel it's cool to the touch, yeah, it's definitely, see, it cools down quick. I'm gonna peel this up, and I'm gonna be careful as I'm peeling up just to see areas, troubled areas. Now this initial pull, in my opinion, is really rough on the vinyl. And I think what I'll do, see, I think I have some areas that I'm lifting, but I'm gonna peel this whole thing up just to, be careful. Yeah, I gotta focus on some areas. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this back over. I think it's so cute. Can't really tell it's navy, but it is navy. I think it's navy. Yeah, it's navy. And I don't really follow the whole 2 inches, 1 inch thing. I just kind of, what I did is I paused for a second because I want to make sure that my liner covers the vinyl. I've had that happen before. I actually ironed on vinyl without the carrier sheet, or the carrier sheet, accidentally, because I wasn't paying attention, or I thought that it was going to hit that area, and I did, and it melts it. It does. So this does help. And then, like I said, that initial pull off is really harsh on that vinyl. So that's why I like to apply it. Now, if it comes off pretty smoothly, then I normally don't go back and re-iron it. But, and then I actually should be able to pull this off just fine. Yeah, see how much smoother this is? Not a problem. And everything laid down super nicely. So let me just smooth this off the mat here. Just kind of cool it down. Yeah, I'm just kind of feeling around just to make sure everything's stuck. I don't feel any raised areas. And that's it. What do you guys think? I think this turned out super cute. And I think that the dad-to-be is going to really like this. This is going to be his first kid. So I think that he's really going to like it. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the last craft of the video. Now, this craft I was really hesitant to even show because, unfortunately, I'm not going to have enough room between where my camera is at and then, you know, applying it to my container. I'm making labels, so let me bring out the container and show you what I am talking about. So I have these containers. Again, it's going to be really hard for me to even show you what it's going to look like once it's done. So that's why I decided not to show you, but I wanted to show you the idea that I had, and then I'll apply it, and then what I'll do is I'll take pictures of it, and then you guys can see it at the end of the video. But I bought these containers from not Michael's, but Hobby Lobby, and they were, I think, $6. Yeah, they were $6 a piece. I have 4 of them. And I needed seasonal containers for my faux foods, just because it's becoming quite a bit of stuff, and I need to organize it better for it to not drive me nuts. So what I thought was I went into Design Space and typed in labels, and I saw these banners, and I apologize that you can't really see what they look like, but you'll see it here in a minute once I weed it out. But I thought it'd be nice to put a banner, and then I would put the text on the banner. So what I did was I only bought 4. Now, of course, I can go back and get more, but I also thought, no, I'm not going to do that. What I'll do is just, I don't have a lot of, like, for example, there's a lot of holidays. There's only 4 seasons. So I thought it just would make sense to put all my summer stuff. So that includes Easter, or, like, for example, spring, like Easter, I guess St. Patty's Day, maybe, because that's in March. I think spring is in, no, is it in April or is it in March? I can't remember. Gosh, blanking. You would think I know that. But anyways, I thought it would be cheaper for me just to do 4 seasons instead of all the holidays. I don't even know how many holidays. And truth be told, you know, I may only have, like, I might do faux foods for St. Patty's Day, and I might just do one, and then I will need a small box, and it's just a waste of box for all the, for that holiday. So to me, it just made sense just to do the seasons. And then if I need another box, like for example, winter, I might need, or fall and winter, I might need more than one box. I'll just do another box for those. So I just have summer, winter, spring, and then of course fall. In fact, I already have my fall and winter box already started. I have not had time to do my summer and spring. So what I'll do is I will, this must not be Paper Studio brand, because Paper Studio brand is paper. This is more of a plastic back here, so that's probably why it weeded out so nicely with that smaller font. I might have to switch into a different vinyl for small fonts, because I am really surprised that these weeded out perfectly, and it was from the same sheet of vinyl, and this weeded out really well. And normally I don't have any luck with that sort of thing, so I got to find out what brand that was, because I thought it was Paper Studio. So I'll just have to look at the carrier sheet and see what it says and take it from there. I think I have an idea. I bought it. I know I bought some off of Amazon, so it might be an Amazon brand. But yeah, Paper Studio does not weed out really well with small fonts. So I did this banner because, as you saw in the earlier, that those containers have all these different designs, and this is not weeding out, or this is not transferring really well. So I thought the banner would help not make it so busy around the label. That's just my idea. We'll see. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and put summer here. Okay, this is really hard for me to see, even myself. So what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to cut this out. Okay. So what I'll do is I will apply transfer tape just so you can see this process. Ideally, if it was not recording, I'd put this on my container. And then, oh, you know what? I know what I was thinking. I was thinking, oh, I could just do this, and that, yeah, that's not gonna make sense. All right, so now I am committed to do this on my container, so bear with me. Let's see here. Well, I was hoping to do this on camera, but I think that I'm not going to be able to. And I just want this to be straight. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera, and then you'll see here in a second of what it looks like. But what I'm doing is I'm applying my banner, and then I will be applying my labels. All right, so here's what it looks like. That is all we have on our craft table today. So I think they all turned out really cute. And again, you will, I also didn't show this, but they have these cute little lids that go in them. And again, this is just for my, oops, sorry. Just for my fall foods decor. And some of it's just regular decor, but I wanted to keep it out. So I have all 4 of those done. And then of course we have this cute little onesie. It just says Dad's Little Dude. And then we have this cute sign that I think that it just turned out really cute, very farmhouse style, and I think just really classic, and I think she'll love it. And then of course these cute little frames. I'm gonna have to remember what vinyl that I used for that because they surely worked really well weeding wise. So, all right, well, thank you for watching. Don't forget I have my first Christmas video coming out on Saturday, so be sure that you subscribe to my channel, turn on notification button on, and that way you'll be notified of when my first Christmas video is available to you all. All right, thank you for watching and have a wonderful Thanksgiving.